recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list? Oh my God.
You're like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
Aaron.
I haven't started cooking more, but I have started thinking about cooking more, so I've looked at a lot of recipes for things. Mostly cocktails.
Zahkia.
I'm a very happy evil genius.
Yeah.
And Nick.
For all the listeners out there, if you spend enough money, you can be where I am today.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan. I am here today with Zahkia Mendoza. Hello, Zahkia.
Hello, Jonathan.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I just had my first sip of Celsius. I'm ready to go.
Oh, no. It's danger. Danger zone, y'all. Abort. We have awesome guests today, and this is going to be what I think is going to be a pretty highly competitive game. First up, Dustin Resch is with us. Hello, Dustin.
Hello, how's it going?
Doing great, man. Noah Hauber's with us today. Hello, Noah.
Hello.
Hello. And Mr. Perfect himself, Drew Grant, is with us today. Hello, Drew.
Morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, sir. Okay, I want to get to know each of you a little bit better. Dustin, we're going to start with you. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Well, I'm from Aurora, Colorado. I'm a children's book author and illustrator, and I've been talking about that on these podcasts for years, but I actually finally sold my first book. So I'll be working on that nonstop for the whole spring, and it'll come out in spring of 2026. It's called Octavio, and it's about a true life little octopus that I met. This
is some of my favorite news of the year 2024. Of all the things that I learned, this is a top 5 thing for me. And I got engaged in 2024. That's a top 5 thing for me when you shared that news.
Oh, thank you.
So how long have you been at it, Dustin? When did you start your art school dream here?
Oh God, I started my art school dream. Let's see. When I went back to school just for art was 21 years ago. When I started working on this book, it was 7 years ago. And I went to grad school 14 years ago for children's illustration.
My dude, this is a hell of an accomplishment. Great job.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely. All right. Noah, tell me where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
My name is Noah Hauber. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I currently live about 30 minutes north of Atlanta in a little area called Woodstock. And I recently have gotten into 3D printing and was able to make a full cosplay armor set for DragonCon this past year. So it was kind of a neat little experience for me.
Okay, what kind of armor are we talking about here?
So I'm a huge fan of the video game Helldivers, and I did a complete Helldiver armor set, complete with cape, shoulder, helmet, all the good stuff. Joined up with a group of about 200 other people that all showed up for the Helldiver meetup at DragonCon. So we had a huge photo shoot on these stairs, had a blast with it. Only downside was it is DragonCon, which is September in Atlanta. And all the armor is jet black, so the photo shoot was outside in direct sunlight. So I was broiling myself at one point for just a little bit, but
don't let it touch me. Don't let the metal touch my body.
Basically, but we had a blast. There's some great photos they posted online, and I'm looking to do something else next year. I just haven't decided on what I'm going to print yet. So yeah, definitely loving the 3D printing.
I definitely need a picture of you in your armor in the thread when we post this episode. Everybody's got to see this because this is going to be awesome.
I will get one.
Love it. All right. Thank you for joining us, Noah. Drew, Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Sure. My name is Drew Grant. I'm from Boise, Idaho, and I am a corporate team member for a small-ish restaurant chain. Smallish but growing. And I was saying before the show, my fiance had just had surgery on Thursday, the last of many, and I almost lost her dog, my fiance's dog, while she was under general anesthetic.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what happened?
We were trying to get her to the Borders, and I was rushing, and I shouldn't have been, and I had both dogs in my hands, and I shouldn't have, because one is very big and can pull. Anyways, she got the little one, she's 7 pounds, got spooked and ran across a 5-lane road and then 4-lane road.
Holy
during rush
goodness.
hour. She was as somebody at the vet office said, she was a small target. Unfortunately, is 100% okay.
What's the dog's name?
Scarlet.
Scarlet. Ooh, she was Scarlet like G.I. Joe Scarlet in that moment. That's intense. You would have never been forgiven for this.
I would have, but yeah, it would have been. It would have been. God, I just. Yeah, I mean, I guess I realized last night that I'm ready pretty quickly to laugh about it, but it was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I believe it.
So not so much fun, but interesting.
Like, if you're willing to laugh about this, I will let you know that when you said take the dogs to the Borders, for some reason, my mind rewinded for like 20 years ago, and I was thinking Borders Books and Music, as if that place still exists. Like the Borders, those are
My
gone.
mind went to border crossings, like the border between the U.S. and Canada, since you're up there in Idaho.
My goodness.
Yeah, nope.
All right.
Well, I think that means we are ready. Drew, it is fabulous to have you on. I know this is going to be a great show. We're going to get going right now with Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
So today's Warm It Up, Chris, is a little bit roundabout. I was thinking of stylish people, and I was immediately thought of Jay Borsum. And she did a thing at SporkleCon that I think involved a question about one of the most stylish cities in the world, which led me to a Vogue Australia article, which led me to most pinned locations in the world. So pinned as in Pinterest. I have a list of the 20 locations that appear the most in Pinterest boards. Remember, this is appearing in Vogue Australia. So some of these are countries, some of these are cities. I plan on being pretty fun and lenient. This is still Warm It Up, Chris.
Okay. So to summarize, these are places that Australians have pinned the most?
So, yes, and I guess the rest of the world. It's a British study done in Australia.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
I just had deja vu somehow. That was weird. I feel like this is not the first time that you have done something that is directly related to a country, but talking about other places that are not in that country. And I feel like this is a trend. This is interesting.
It feels like a very Zahkia thing. Also, another trend here is one of the answers in Warm It Up, Chris will be an answer later in the game.
Ooh.
So pay attention.
Okay.
Let's start with Noah. Do you have a guess?
If I'm thinking places that someone is pinned for vacation or interest, I'm going to do like the default of Paris. I'm just saying that seems like that's the traditional idealistic place for anyone to visit.
Paris is a correct answer. Oddly enough, it's number 12 on this list, but it is a correct answer. So that's something to think about. Drew, you're up.
Places I can go with. I think I will go with, this isn't Australia, so I'll say the Sydney Opera House, or just Sydney.
Sydney, Australia is number 2 on the list. Nice job. All right, Jonathan.
New York City.
So this is where I have a great big problem with this list. New York is not on it.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
It does not appeal to those in Australia for whatever reason.
Well, you chose the list.
I did choose this list. I thought New York was going to be on it when I pulled up the list, if I'm being honest. All right, Dustin.
Well, then I'm going to try London if it's a British study.
London didn't make it either.
What?
Okay. All right.
I will say, think outdoors. Think relaxed, casual, and less city. Starting over with Noah.
I've had a couple friends of mine that on their honeymoon went to Thailand, and I know that's a popular destination for a lot of people, so I'm going to say Thailand.
I would agree that Thailand fits the vibe of the rest of these, but it is not on this list. Drew.
I don't think this one's on there, but it's if I had a Pinterest board, it's the only place that I would pin. And I'm going to go with, even though you said shy away from cities, I'm going to go with Marrakesh.
Specifically, Marrakesh, Morocco is on this list.
Wow.
I was going to give you Morocco, but Marrakesh is the city in particular. Nice job, Drew. Jonathan, you're up.
All right. Japan/Tokyo. Japan/Kyoto.
No.
I was trying to stay in their part of the world this time. The most populous city in the world.
That's not a bad idea, but not Japan or Tokyo.
Okay.
I'm regretting this list. Dustin, you're up.
I'm going to go general and say Italy. Nothing in Italy?
Nothing in Italy.
No Australians visiting the Vatican. They're not fans.
Or Venice or Rome or
No.
Noah.
I'm going to go a little bit, let's say west of Australia, say L.A.
Oh, LA's number one.
Okay. All right.
Drew.
I'm thinking that Canada might have a couple places that could be here. I could just say Canada. Mexico City. I'll go with Montreal.
Montreal, Canada is number 13 on the list. All right, Jonathan.
I'm thinking some Carnival. I'm going to say Rio de Janeiro.
If this were my Pinterest board, it would be all Rio de Janeiro, but it is not.
Damn it.
Oh, I am never trusting Vogue Australia again. Dustin, you're up.
Well, I clearly don't get this list at all, but I'm going to try Singapore.
Singapore is number 7 on this list, so you get it a little bit.
Hey.
Last time through, Noah.
I'm going to stay in the Pacific area. Let's say Hawaii.
That would be I don't know. If these were my boards, I would put Hawaii on there, but it's not. Drew.
Okay, so thinking somewhere, just because of all the kind of wide display of opulence, I'm thinking maybe Saudi Arabia or somewhere still like Grand Canyon. Wouldn't that be a Pinterest place?
I love how you give like 4 answers before figuring out the one you're going to go with.
Yeah, I love how he's thinking. And what did you say?
Saudi Arabia.
No, not Saudi Arabia. Jonathan.
I'm going to take some Australian focus here, and I'm going to say the Great Barrier Reef.
No. Oh, what side of Australia is the Great Barrier Reef?
It's on the eastern side.
Surrounds the eastern side, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can be a nice. I don't know if a nice Zahkia here. I don't know if I can, but you'll see in a second.
If the answer on your list is Western Australia, then you can't say yes to this.
It's not Western Australia, but there are a couple of cities that.
No,
maybe.
the reef isn't a city. It's not around a city specifically.
Yeah. All right, Dustin.
I'm going to shoot for Dubai then. That seems stylish.
Dubai
is very stylish. It's number 3 on the list.
Hey, you figured it out, Dustin.
Nice.
All right, friends. Do you have any other spaghetti at the wall guesses before I close this one up?
Yeah, is Bangkok on there?
Bangkok is not.
Okay.
Is the Grand Canyon on there?
Grand Canyon is not, but Phoenix is for some reason.
What about Vancouver?
Vancouver is not.
Oh, no. So
New Zealand?
Nothing in Brazil.
New Zealand was mine.
And no, New Zealand.
Okay.
Toronto.
Toronto's number 4. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
So number 5 is Hong Kong. Number 6 is Cuba. Number 9 is Brisbane, Australia.
Boo. Come on.
Number 10 is Spain.
All right.
Then we've got Perth in Australia. Miami made the list. Austria. Austria made it as well as Australia.
That's just where they go when there's typos on the airline ticket.
It's like the old Auckland connector, right? Savannah, Georgia made it. And I think Savannah's a beautiful city. And apparently it's got reach all the way out there in Australia.
How in the world did you pick this list? Savannah?
I searched most stylish cities and it got to this Vogue Australia pinned thing with this British study. Istanbul, Turkey, Chicago, Illinois. That's a little strange for me. I have lots of feelings about Chicago.
But not New York.
Right. Okay. Exactly.
Cool.
And number 20 is India.
There you go.
Maybe not warm, maybe a little bit creaky, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to have fun today. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, we are. You're damn right we are. We're going to choose to have fun.
Cool.
All right, y'all. That is your Warm It Up, Chris. This is going to be episode number 512. That means we are on the main feed, and we have a big matchup today. But before I tell you what that is, I want to remind you that you can get more Trivial Warfare than you get today if you're not a patron. You need to go to trivialwarfarearmy.com. Sign up as a sergeant or higher to get access to our back catalog of episodes. Sign up as a lieutenant or higher to get yourself working towards coming on the show so you can compete just like Drew, Noah, and Dustin are today. Today's matchup, it's Noah and Drew versus Dustin and Jonathan. Zahkia is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
I gotta tell y'all, legitimately, the last few times Drew has been on, he hasn't scored less than like 180, and there was a perfect game in there. Dustin, I would never put us on a team together, but we're trying to take Drew and Noah down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Have no fear, Jonathan. I guarantee to bring him down on this one. I think I'm 0 for 3 on these, or 0 for 2 on these shows. So you got the right guy here.
Let's get into round 1, question 1. Your category, cafe colors. Described as a warming brown hue with the richness of chocolate and coffee. What is the first word in the name of Pantone's color of the year for 2025? Starting out with bonus points. For 2 bonus points, what is the second word and color of the year? Commonly associated with French dessert and makes the full name alliterative.
What do you mean makes the full name alliterative? The full name of the French dessert one or the full name of both of them together?
The full name of the color. So it's 2 words in the color. Mm-hmm.
Drew, that is my best guess because I am the guy that goes to Home Depot and points at the colors and just says their basic names, not the grand 19,000 shades of a basic color they've got. So
Yeah, let's lock in.
Okay.
All right, you guys can talk out loud.
Yes. So I think I've seen the name of the color, and it was mocha. As for, I have no idea what. I feel like if I saw that, I saw the full name, but I don't remember it.
and alliterative means it's going to be mocha. If it is mocha, it'd be mocha then something else with M, right?
Yes.
Mocha McDonald's shake.
Mocha mousse, mocha
mousse. That would be right up there with French dessert, kind of sounding alliterative.
All right, we're at time, friends.
All right, so I guess our main answer is mocha, and I will throw in. You want to go mousse?
Mousse. Yeah,
Okay,
mousse sounds good.
All right, Drew and Noah say mocha and mousse. Jonathan and Dustin, what did you guys say?
Yeah, we talked about chocolate and coffee and came up with mocha also. I'm afraid their guess is going to be right, but we have mocha Macron.
Oh. Ho, ho, ho.
French dessert. Come on.
Yep.
Like the president, kind of. Emmanuel Macron. I don't think he's president anymore of France, but both teams say mocha. Mocha is the correct answer for the first part. I do have a correct answer for the second. Pantone's color of the year for 2025 is mocha mousse.
Oh,
nice.
Good pull. I was thinking bakery, not dessert.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't think mousse at all. I had never even thought.
But I do like mocha macaron. That sounds like a delicious cookie that I would eat. Round 1, question 2. Your category, home of sandy cheeks. The highest speed limit in the United States is 85 miles per hour, posted on Highway 130 in this state, home to Big Bend National Park, the Edwards Aquifer, and the Red, Sabine, and Brazos rivers.
I think we're going to lock in, Zahkia.
Noah and Drew, you can talk aloud now.
I'm sorry. No, I could have saved us time if I just saw the whole question. So, Big Bend National Park and the Brazos River are in Texas.
Yeah, go for it then. I couldn't place the park or the aquifer. The only little bit of knowledge I had, I think, was that Montana was the last state to have an unlimited zone, but that doesn't necessarily mean that when they got rid of it, they took the highest speed. So if you know where the park is, let's go with that. We'll lock in with Texas.
Drew and Noah say Texas. Jonathan and Dustin, what'd you guys say?
So I tried to be as helpful as possible by saying, hey, Red River is in here. I think there's a Red River, easy for me to say, Red River rivalry. And I was like, Dustin, I'm not a college sports person. I know you're not even a sports person, but do you know which 2 teams that is? He's like, yeah, I do. It's like, go ahead, Dustin.
My wife's from Texas, and UT is a big deal, especially football and the Red River rivalry. I think the Red River is what forms the border between Texas and Oklahoma. But Big Bend, just like Drew said, is definitely in Texas.
All right. It's also the home of Sandy Cheeks the squirrel from SpongeBob, the category. Your correct answer is...
Sandy Cheeks is from Texas?
She wants to wake up in Texas. The ocean's no place for a squirrel. She wishes she was in Texas. Prettiest place in the world. No. Why I know that entire song, don't ask. But your correct answer is Texas. Nice job.
Nice. Awesome, Drew.
Let's get into round 1, question 3. Your category is Chinese cuisine.
All right.
What is the name of a yeast leavened bun traditionally steamed and filled with meat or vegetables that dates back to the Song Dynasty? The name also titles a 2018 Academy Award-winning animated short film.
Yeah, we can lock in, Dustin.
Yep, absolutely.
All
I
right.
think we're locking in too. So
Ooh, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh. Is it a 3, 2, 1 opportunity?
Sounds like it.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
bow.
Bow, bow. Bow.
Bow,
is
wow,
the correct answer. Nice job. So that concludes round 1. Jonathan and Dustin, you have 30. Drew and Noah, you have 32.
Moose.
Moose.
Oh.
Moose.
On that moose.
A moose bit my sister once.
Let's get into round 2, question 1. Your category is here's the tea. By definition, this is a color produced by pigment mixture containing black or a disembodied spirit, or slingily, subtle disapproval thrown your way.
Zahkia, can you repeat the category you said?
Here's the tea.
Log in.
Okay, Noah and Drew, you can talk aloud.
I've never heard it referred to as a color, but the part where it's strangely subtle disapproval thrown your way makes me think shade. And the disembodied spirit, I've heard that is a shade, quote unquote, before, although not very often. So that's the only answer I could come up with is shade.
I like shade. I just don't get the tie-in with unless it's like a lingo thing. I don't know. But shade definitely fits one and a half of those and could fit the other. So
all right, I will just, that's the best thing I can think of. So we'll lock in with shade.
All right, Drew and Noah are saying shade. Jonathan and Dustin, what do you guys say?
Well, I'm trying to think back to all my color theory classes, and I think that the opposite of a shade is a tint when you add whites. So shade is darkening with the black pigment, and then the other clues pointed right to shade for me also. I'm not sure about the category.
I mean, the tea, you're talking about gossip, and you gossip about people throwing shade, so that fits.
Jonathan's got it. No tea, no shade. Shade is your correct answer. Nice job. Round 2, question 2, your category, the favored one.
Ooh.
Which 2-time NBA MVP winner is the only player to have received the award by unanimous vote, achieving this feat in the 2015-2016 season?
Okay, we're locked.
All right.
All right, Jonathan and Dustin, you can talk aloud.
Dustin, the category was the favored one.
Yeah.
That could mean the person predicted to win the MVP. Don't know.
I have a feeling that's a translation of the person's name, maybe.
The favorite. Oh, I guess it could be. I was thinking LeBron James. I think that it could be very possible that he was the MVP unanimously the year that he took Cleveland to the championship.
Okay.
I don't know if that was actually 9 years ago, but that fits, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Other people big time active in the era, Steph Curry, Kobe was at the end of his career. He wasn't winning MVPs here, I don't think.
I don't remember when Kobe died.
I don't remember either, but he had retired for a couple of years before that. Dirk Nowitzki was big in this era.
Okay.
And there was a year that the Mavericks won a championship, and he would have been the MVP that year probably. This is before the Greek Freak. This is before a lot of the ones who are big now.
Before Djokovic, yeah.
Yeah.
Jokic, rather.
The favored one.
That sounds like it's the definition or translation of somebody's name to me, and I don't think LeBron is a foreign word.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's Nowitzki either.
No, I agree with you. I wonder if that could point to Kobe.
It could just mean favored in terms of favored to win.
Sure. In that case, it sounds like a LeBron thing to me.
It does. It really does. I think I would say LeBron.
I'm good with that.
All right, LeBron James.
Drew and Noah, you locked in quick. What did you say?
This was all Drew.
Yeah, so just good years for me to remember. I remember the unanimous part. You know, LeBron is a good guess, basketball related anyways, but with the chosen one added in.
Not chosen one, favored one.
Favored one. Sorry, that's what I meant. Being a play on chosen one made me think immediately it wasn't LeBron. And then Steph came to mind. 2015 was their first title run. Yeah, so we went with Steph and his 8,000 threes.
All right. I will have to ask Jonathan and Dustin, have you ever curried a favor from someone?
Oh, God.
That's a deep cut category.
That's a bad pun.
Nice.
Wow. That's a good one.
It could also be the flavored one, but the correct answer is Steph Curry.
You know what really hurt me is that at the very beginning of thinking about the question, in my head, I was like, okay, a 2-time MVP, right? And I wanted to remember to think that as we thought through, and I never thought it again. And I would have immediately eliminated LeBron James. I feel like he's won more than 2, but I forgot to think it, even though I started by thinking it. And it was very frustrating. After he started talking, I'm like, no, LeBron has more than 2.
Yeah, LeBron's won 4. But yep.
Y'all were talking about name translations too. I was like, LeBron is French for the brawn, isn't it? I'm like, I don't know how that translates there.
El Nino.
All right.
Spanish
nice
for the Nino.
Nino.
Round 2, question 3. Your category is laws. It's not technically illegal to chew gum in this location, but importing, selling, and improperly disposing of chewing gum has been banned here since 1992.
Okay, we can lock in.
Yeah, Noah, that really, I think Noah just nailed it with some Asian city, I'd guess, which is my guess as well. I think I've heard this before. I think it's a Southeastern Asian city. I threw out Singapore. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I've heard it somewhere at some point and remember hearing it was either like Hong Kong or Singapore or something like that. But that's as strong a connection as I could get. So, again, Singapore would be my best guess, too.
Singapore is what I immediately thought, and I know it's in that area. Unless you've got anything else. There's nothing else on the question.
Yeah, when in doubt, go with the gut. I'm trying to think of a connection to the category, and I'm like, I got nothing.
What's the category again?
Law. LAW. Law.
Law. Okay. Let's just go with Singapore.
All right. We're locking in with Singapore.
I don't think we're getting there.
Jonathan and Dustin, what'd you guys say?
So, Dustin, before you mentioned what you mentioned, I was going to say, like, okay, Hong Kong or Singapore feel like they're the right places. And then you came in with a piece of information that I had forgotten that swung me your way 100%.
Yeah, this is the one I think where it was a correct answer and Warm It Up, Chris. And it was one that I gave. And there was a song about this. I'm trying to remember who did it in the 90s. I think it was Shonen Knife, maybe. And that's why it's stuck in my head forever that you can't buy chewing gum anywhere in Singapore.
Dustin, I feel so seen. I love that song so much. And I try and sing it for people and they look at me like I'm crazy. You can buy chewing gum anywhere in Singapore. Yeah, that is by Shonen Knife. Excellent. Your correct answer is indeed Singapore. And both Hong Kong and Singapore were in the Warm It Up, Chris. But you guys both chose the correct one. Nice job, both teams.
Y'all should have seen it. I wish you could. When Dustin was talking about this song, Zahkia literally pulled her hoodie up, her hood over her head, and she gave herself like a self-hug. It was like she kind of shrank into herself with her hood all the way up, just like, I'm seen, oh, I'm seen.
Like, seriously, who else has heard of Shonen Knife, right?
Not me.
Not me.
Yeah. Japanese girl band. Love them so much. Shout out Shonen Knife. So at the end of round 2, Jonathan and Dustin, you have 50. Drew and Noah, you have 62.
All right. Okay. That's perfect so far, y'all. Like,
uh-oh.
And round 2
on the perfect pay.
Throwing down the curse already. All right. Round 3, question 1. Your category is science.
Science.
Science. Wait, what did you do, Noah? You held up your finger.
Science. It's science.
He went full Dolby.
Yes, he did.
Also called wool wax or sheep grease, what is the name of the wax secreted by wool-bearing animals? It's widely used for leather conditioning, waterproofing wool garments, and skincare products.
Okay, we can lock in.
I think this is describing lanolin. That's the wax that's used in all of those purposes. Comes from sheep that I know of, but think you can get it from other animals. Is lanolin just sheep? Maybe.
I live in the South. I haven't even seen wool garments in over 20 years. So
yeah, I think I think lanolin is the thing. That it is describing. It's in my lip balm that's sitting right over there. I think it's lanolin.
that's, like I said, that's going to be the best. I like I said, I don't even own any wool garments. I don't even know where to begin thinking about that. So if you seem to be a lot more confident on it, so let's roll with it.
I think this is lanolin. I just don't know. I guess we'll go with lanolin.
Okay. Jonathan and Dustin, you guys locked in quick. What did you say?
I don't know that super speed is really enhancing the way we're playing the game, but we basically 3, 2, 1 lanolin as soon as the question finished. So we were both real confident about that one.
All right. And I won't delay you guys either. The correct answer is lanolin. Nice job.
Hey.
Awesome, Drew.
All right. Round 3, question 2. Your category is movie quotes. Which 2-word phrase featured in an epic film released in 2002 is the most recent movie to the in the American Film Institute's list of 100 greatest movie quotes?
I'm just trying to figure out if you're looking for a quote or for a movie.
I'm looking for the quote. So, which 2-word phrase featured in an epic film released in 2002 is in the most recent movie in the American Film Institute's list of 100 greatest movies?
Hold on. But the phrase featured in an epic film is in the most recent movie to the Film Institute list. Is it the most recent movie in the greatest 100 movies? Or is it the latest movie to have a quote added to the list?
Yes, the latter. So in that list of 100 greatest movie quotes, the most recent movie is in 2002. And I'm asking for what 2-word phrase is from that movie. That is the quote.
We are locked in.
All right, Dustin. This is around the time of like the Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh, okay.
Like none shall pass is not 2 words though, right?
Right.
You shall not pass, rather, is definitely not. It's not. I was also thinking about the milkshake quote from No Country for Old Men or something like that.
Isn't that I drink your milkshake though?
Yeah, that's not 2 words either, right? So I'm trying to come up with a 2002 movie that would fit this. It's not I'm trying
to think through the epic clue also. Let's see if that means something. That's what
took me to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's a great thought.
Troy was around that time.
I sure don't remember any quotes from it.
No,
I didn't see it.
Something like "you lose" or something like that would be a good quote.
That was 22 years ago. I'm not great at movie years.
Yeah. This is like, I think Return of the King was 2003-ish.
Okay.
Harry Potter was coming out around this time. Epic film. I mean, thinking about epics like big sprawling adventure movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is around the time of Tomb Raider, which is not epic, really.
I think it's just before the Marvel movies started coming out.
It is. Spider-Man was happening. X-Men was happening.
What about something like My Precious?
That's pretty good. Dustin. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, because I like your Lord of the Rings tie-in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I feel like it's something that somebody shouted for some reason, and I don't know why. Maybe just epic makes me think of yelling in battle.
Mm-hmm. I think of like Ben-Hur kind of things.
Right.
Or like, is there an Indiana Jones movie could have been epic, like all the cross-globe kind of stuff. I think of desert movies for some reason. Lawrence of Arabia and that kind of stuff, you know. Hidalgo came later than that.
30 seconds left.
I don't have anything better that's 2 words yet.
I like My Precious.
All right, let's do it.
Lock it in.
My precious.
Filthy hobbitses! The Trixie!
Drew and Noah, what'd you guys say?
This is a real team effort. You said 2002 epic film. I said Two Towers right away, but I wasn't I didn't immediately think on a quote. I just knew that was like a 2002 epic film and was probably the movie we were talking about, and I threw that over Noah's way, and Noah came through.
Yeah, just as soon as he said, thought Lord of the Rings, because for some reason couldn't place it in 2002. But as soon as I remembered that, I was like, yeah, it's My Precious would be the big quote from that. So we went with My Precious.
You should know that Zahkia loves to do a Gollum impression.
Wow.
That was spectacular.
Yeah.
The correct answer is My Precious.
Yeah. We got there. Wow.
Yeah, we
that
did.
was something right there.
Oof, that was some heavy lifting, but I'm glad we got there in the end.
We, Sebastian, I did a watch through of those movies and the Hobbit movies with Sebastian in the last couple of months. So that was helpful for me to be thinking about that. I really like the Rings of Power series happening on its Prime, I think.
Yep.
It's fun. It's really good. It's been fun to rewatch the movies thinking about what this prequel stuff is.
Very cool. All right. Round 3, question 3. Your category, best movie ever. The 2017 Christopher Nolan movie Dunkirk marked the film debut of which fellow Brit and globally famous pop star? He appeared as Arrows in Eternals in 2021.
We're going to lock that in?
Yep.
All right, locked in.
Easy. Sorry, I'm trying to copy paste the question, and I didn't copy it.
That's going to make it hard to paste.
Dustin and Jonathan, you guys have locked in?
Yep.
So Noah and Drew, you can talk it out.
Okay.
So-
It took me a second. I thought I knew who it was right away. It was the guy from, was it One Direction? Harry whatever, and I couldn't remember his last name, and then it came to me. Harry Styles. So he's in that, and he's in the, was it the Elvis movie? He's been in a couple more. So I think it's him.
Yeah, I saw Dunkirk, and did not see the Eternals. I don't remember. Dunkirk just had so many actors in it. It's one of those you can't focus on one actor. You're just enjoying the story. So if he was in it, I missed it completely. But that's a good answer for me. That makes a lot of sense and fits with the pop star part. So yeah, I'm for Harry Styles.
Jonathan and Dustin, what'd you guys say?
I don't know if you got it from Dunkirk, but I got it from, I'm guessing, English pop star and then the Eternals. I felt like it had to be Harry Styles. I don't know if you got it the other way.
No, I got it the same way. I saw Eternals, did not see Dunkirk.
Yep.
So yeah.
We said Harry Styles.
You know, it really disappoints me that this guy's fan base are called Harrys and not stylists. Correct answer
I agree.
is Harry Styles.
Honestly, they should call them Harry's stylists.
I know, right? That would be even better. Like, 'cause
Or
he's
just
so-
hairstylists.
hairstylists.
That works.
I'd be into it. No, Harry's weak.
He's introduced as a Star Fox in the Eternals. He was in it. He wasn't really, but he'll be in future MCU movies.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They got to do a lot of rethinking. They've had some re-stinking lately.
So at the end of round 3, going into the midpoint, Jonathan and Dustin, you have 80. Drew and Noah, you have 92.
Hey, 80 is a good score, Dustin.
I know it. But these guys don't miss much.
No, they don't.
Or anything.
Anything at all. Well, today's midpoint is basically ways to say cheers. So I'm going to tell you a way to say cheers in a different language. You tell me what language this is in. And I will say one of the answers has a couple of, one of the things I'm going to say has a couple of languages that apply, and I will be fine, whatever you give me. So your first one is Prost. Your second one is Chin Chin. Then you've got Skål. Then you have Slancha. And lastly, Kanpai. So these are for 4 points each.
Okay, we're going to lock in.
Noah and Drew, you have about a minute.
I think we're just trying to agree on exactly what our third answer will be.
Okay.
Drew, did you have a preference of those two?
Never been. So yeah, I've never been to Norway. I've been to. I know that it's Danish, but I feel like I've heard it more commonly associated with Norway. If Scandinavian was a language, I'd go with it, but
Right.
I would go with Norwegian, I think, just because I feel like that's what more broadly, outside of my own very small experience, I feel like more broadly that's where I've heard it placed.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. So I think we'll lock in then and take that was our third answer there.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go with Norwegian.
So you need to go with all your answers now.
Prost is German. Very much knew that one. I'm pretty sure I've heard this before that Chin Chin is Chinese. We went Norwegian for and if I apologize if I mispronounce these, Skal or Skol. Irish, we both agreed on for the fourth one. I know I've heard that before in several movies, specifically ones in Ireland. And Japanese, I think you've heard that one dozens of times before. So it's German, Chinese, Norwegian, Irish, and Japanese is ours.
And Jonathan and Dustin, what'd you guys say?
Pretty damn near the same thing. We said German, Chinese, Norwegian, Irish/Gaelic, and Japanese. Japanese just because kanpai sounds like senpai, and that's Japanese, so probably a similar root there. So that we said the same answers.
So let's go over. Prost is indeed German. I would have also accepted Dutch.
Yeah, it's also Dutch, isn't it? I think there's some Dutch in there.
Yes. Chin Chin is Italian, friends. It is not Chinese.
I didn't see the spelling at first. I would have argued for Italian probably.
Really? It was in there. I thought you had seen it.
I hadn't looked at that side of the screen.
Shame on you.
I know.
Yes. Chin Chin is Italian. Skål is any of the Scandi languages. So I would have accepted Swedish, Norwegian, Danish. Yeah. So that is skål. Slancha is Irish, Gaelic. And kampai, not senpai, is indeed Japanese. So both teams picked up 4 correct answers on that. So Jonathan and Dustin, you have 96. Drew and Noah, you have 108.
More importantly, the perfect game has been destroyed.
No pressure anymore. We got rid of the pressure. Now we're good to go.
Now you guys can lose in peace.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that is the end of the first half. And before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by our favorite and yours, BetterHelp. BetterHelp wants me to talk to you about the holidays and what my favorite part of the holidays is. And, I'll tell you flat out, my favorite part of the holidays are those few days where I can fully unplug and not pay attention to my phone and not pay attention to my responsibilities and not pay attention to anything except me. I know that's probably not the best thing. That's probably not the most family-oriented thing to say, but it does me good when I'm not focused on everybody else for a day or two. I also like getting under a blanket with the cold weather and maybe having a mug of hot chocolate, though, something cozy. But we know reality's around the corner, right? Whether your holidays have been amazing or your holidays have been hard, therapy can be an opportunity to make it better. Whether it's this year, next year, or whenever. Anything you do to dig into yourself and work through and identify your opportunities and the things that you need to work on can be a big deal for you. And so now's the time to do it. BetterHelp's ready for you. BetterHelp is designed to be convenient and flexible. You don't have to leave your house. It is online therapy for you, and now's the right time to do it. Get the new year started right with BetterHelp. Go to betterhelp.com/TWA and get 10% off of your first month today. That's right. Go to BetterHelp, HELP.com/TWA. Let's make 2025 a great year, guys. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
Let's get into round 4, question 1. Your category, that's the sound of that. Oh my goodness. I can't even do my jokes right. That's the sound of the police. Carl Jung's fascination with coincidences led to the creation of what concept, describing events that appear meaningfully connected by time and significance, but lack any tangible causal link. The term is also the title of a critically acclaimed 1983 album.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we can lock this one in.
Okay. Noah's face. I'm so sorry. They're locked in, so you guys can say.
Yeah, so synchronicity is the word that I thought of, and it fits everything.
I remember it being an album title. I don't remember whose album, which I kind of feel bad. I should at least get the band, but I remember hearing that as an album title. So yeah, that works for me.
It's by the Police. That's why she was. That's the sound of.
Oh yes, okay.
I am going to pretend not to laugh at my own silliness. Jonathan and Dustin, what did you guys say?
Yeah, I before you finished reading it with the album part, I had already typed the Synchronicity. It's a Police album. It's a great album and a great title track.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys caught it from the very beginning with my silliness in the album title and the category. Carl Jung and Synchronicity. Nice job.
Good job.
Kind of following up on this, round 4, question 2. Your category is music.
Music.
Which song, originally released by the Four Seasons in 1967 as a Northern Soul record, was reimagined in 1992 by Madcon as an electro hip-hop hit, and later became a chart-topping glam rock cover by Maneskin, I hope I'm saying that right, in 2021?
Okay, we'll lock in.
I'm sorry, Drew. I'm a metalhead, and this is like all these. I'm like, ooh, nobody's screaming in the song. I may not have any help here.
You should try Maneskin. I think you'd like them.
I've never even heard of them. I'll have to check them out then.
You should try them.
Drew, do you have a hint of the song, or?
I can hear the song in my head, and I'm going through. I don't know many of the lyrics. I'm going through like words from the song that could possibly fit, and.
Not to embarrass you, but could you like hum it and give me a tune? Maybe I can help work you in with there. Or you don't have to sing, but at least some lyrics or something that maybe I can help with.
You should sing.
I'm not going to even attempt.
Worth a try.
He's going through it. I'm begging you. I'm loving you. I don't know. I would go with loving or begging, or I think he says empty shell. God, I wish I knew this song better. But I know that it fits Four Seasons and Maneskin. So, anyways, I think that it's that song, but I don't know the title. So we'll lock in with "Loving."
Ooh, I was gonna say that was Drew. No, just Jonathan and Dustin. What did you guys say?
That was the right song.
Yep.
Not the right name though.
Right.
You were right there. You were so right there.
Is it begging?
I'm begging you to put your loving arms out, baby. Yeah, it's begging.
Yeah, you said all the lyrics, Drew. But
I noticed the TikTok sound. I didn't know the names of songs on TikTok. That's
I have that problem too. It's like, oh, I've heard this song 1,000 times. I have no idea what the name is.
Mm-hmm.
The correct answer is indeed, I'm begging you. So, Jonathan and Dustin, you pick up the points on that one.
That's a huge question. This game got real tight.
Very interesting. Let's get into round 4, question 3. Your category, business origins. Business. The world's second largest international clothing retailer was founded by Erling Persson in 1947 as Hennes, a women's wear brand. In 1968, it expanded to include menswear after acquiring Moritz Widforce, a hunting apparel store. What is this company called today?
I think we're going to lock in.
Okay. Noah and Drew, you can talk out.
No, I didn't see your chat, and I was sitting here for a while and thinking, And then I saw the P, and then I saw the M, and then I saw the H. You're right. It's H&M.
Yeah, I wasn't real strong, but then I just saw H. I'm like, all right, it's Hanes or what other brand? And then I saw bought by or branded with Moritz, and I'm like HM. I mean, they're not really clever on some of these names. Sometimes they just throw people's first name together. So we're gonna go with H&M locked in.
All right. I'm going to out Jonathan and Dustin's chat a little bit because they discussed H&M. But Jonathan, were you sure that this was a clothing company?
Yeah, isn't H&M, don't they sell like appliances and TVs and stuff?
Absolutely not. But what you guys say?
I don't have an H&M anywhere near me. I'm not familiar with it as a brand.
What'd you guys say?
We said H&M.
Yes, H&M is absolutely a clothing brand, and I feel like there is an H&M somewhere in Florida.
Really? Well, in Florida's a big ass state.
I feel like I have to do a Google because H&M is the correct answer, but I want to know, where is the closest H&M to Jacksonville?
Apparently there's one in Jacksonville.
Yeah, there is. Yes.
But this is the place that I was thinking of, and I feel like they sell TVs and appliances in there.
May D and F. I don't know what you're going for.
What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something else.
I think I know what Jonathan's saying. There was another one that started with H and 2 letters. It sounds familiar to me.
Yeah.
HH, not HH Greg.
No. Whatever the store was I was thinking of is closed now. I'm looking at the map. It used to be next to the Chuck E. Cheese, and now all it says there is Pickle Rage, which I don't know what that is.
That sounds like
it's a giant pickleball place. Oh. Like a huge facility. Whatever the store I was thinking of is now Pickle Rage.
Pickle Rage makes me think cucumbers with rabies, so I'm glad it's pickleball instead.
Yeah, fair enough.
But bright side, everyone got H&M. So at the end of round 4, Jonathan and Dustin, you have 126. Drew and Noah, you have 128. Ooh, a tight game.
That's so close.
Ooh.
Let's get into round 5, question 1. Your category, glowing game. Your question, what is Senya scintillans, also known as Hutaro Ika in Japan, is a bioluminescent organism that emits blue light. Its English name combines the name of a glowing arthropod with what marine mollusk?
Funny autocorrect.
I don't know what the hell a mollusk is anymore.
All right, friends, we're at time. I need answers.
Whatever you write next is going to be our answer, Dustin.
All right,
we're locked in.
So, Drew and Noah, what is your answer?
We're going to go fallback, right, Noah? I guess we don't have
that's the best we got.
So right off the bat, the arthropod, that had to be Firefly. And as I started going through, so I just started typing a bunch of options, like everyone I could think of, just so I could see them like in chat and see if that. Anyway, so Firefly mussel or octopus or squid. And when I said squid, like it kind of, I feel like I've heard of that before, but Noah, what were you thinking?
I mean, I think I've seen these before. I think.
Hold on, guys. Time's up, right?
Yeah. No. We're getting to the answer.
You got to tell us what you're locked in with.
Firefly squid is what we've put down. Yeah.
Right. So squid, mine's the name of a glowing. You want the full name, right? Firefly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Firefly squid. Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we locked in with.
Okay. Jonathan and Dustin, what'd you guys say?
I was thinking along very similar lines. Firefly shrimp popped into my head, but I don't think it's a mollusk. I think that's also an arthropod. So we landed on Firefly squid also.
All right. Both teams say Firefly squid. Your correct answer is Firefly squid.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Some lucky guessing.
I don't want to come on this show and get something wrong about marine mollusks when that's what my book is about.
I know, right?
Are those the really tiny ones that, like, when the waves crash, they shimmer blue? Or am I thinking of something else?
Nope. They are found on like shorelines, and you can see them from the water. They glow blue.
Okay, I thought that's what threw us off. I'm thinking squid. I'm thinking something much bigger, and I'm like, so I'm glad we went with squid.
Yeah, very cool. Round 5, question 2, your category, films without the substance. Born in 1962 in New Mexico, which actress and recent slayer of the Hot Ones challenge was the first to surpass the $10 million salary mark in 1996 with some controversy, but is also less known for co-producing the Austin Powers film series? All right, friends, we're at time. Who wants to give me an answer first?
No, I don't think yours is old enough. I really don't.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go with your idea then, because that checks all the boxes mentally for me.
Okay.
All right. And so you guys are locked in?
We're locked in.
Yeah, and we just locked into our debate came down to not even a debate, really. We did a lot of name throwing, right? We tried to go through as many people as we could think of, and it really hit at the end to say, oh, this person is going to be like 62 today. Or sorry, 60. They're going to be, 62. Yeah, 62. 1962 is 62 years ago. So we wanted like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer person because it was like a slayer in the question, which is a weird wording, which means it's probably a clue, but we couldn't find one that was going to fit the age. If this was the first woman to pass the $10 million salary mark, and it was in 1996, it was probably either Julia Roberts or Meg Ryan. Maybe Michelle Pfeiffer on the outside. Can't think of a Slayer clue to fit any of them. And we ended up going with Julia Roberts.
Okay. Drew and Noah, what did you guys say?
Each one of us had one actress we got down to. We threw some names out like Jonathan did, Demi Moore. Meg Ryan. But Drew came up with Demi Moore, and I thought Gwyneth Paltrow, and we both could think of controversies that would involve them getting paid. I think Gwyneth Paltrow had an issue where it's found that she made a lot less than on the movie than her male counterparts, and Demi Moore was paid a certain amount to do a lot, but we wound up going with Demi Moore at the end. It was just one of those things that it seemed to be what lined up for us. So yeah, Demi Moore.
I know she's on the guest list for this season of Hot Ones, but I think Gwyneth Paltrow is making a return because she's been on the show a couple times, and I didn't think she was old enough, but I guess we're going to find out.
All right. So your category is also films without the substance. The Substance is a 2024 movie that stars Demi Moore.
Wow.
I've been playing trivia for 10 years, and I'm still not very good at getting a category name. Next one.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes I put something in the category, other times I don't. But this was one of the times that I did. The 1996 movie she earned $12.6 million for was Striptease. And she co-produced the Austin Powers movies. So, yeah.
Wow.
So the way I remembered it was something, and I didn't remember it was Striptease. I never would have remembered the movie. But they wanted her to go nude, and she wouldn't. And so they just paid her a bunch of money to do it, basically.
Yeah, I think so.
Controversy around that. She basically named her price to go. Anyways, yeah.
Yes. Pretty much. Yeah.
We didn't even name her. And I'm really frustrated by that because that's a good reason why she broke it, because I don't feel like she was the biggest actress of that time ever, you know? So
she wasn't.
I'm glad there's a logical reason because they didn't come up.
Yeah. Let's get into round 5, question 3. Your category, a treasured location. Oro y plata, gold and silver, is the only U.S. state motto in Spanish. Which mountainous state, admitted to the Union in 1889, uses this motto?
I'm 100% no.
All right, then we'll lock in with your answer.
All right.
Okay, Dustin, this is your territory of the country here.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It's in Spanish.
Yep.
So that's got to be for a reason.
Agreed. Mountainous state is interesting too.
Yeah, New Mexico is the land of enchantment.
Yeah. I don't know what Nevada is, and it's definitely got mountains in Nevada, but you wouldn't call it a mountainous state because a lot of it's flat and deserty.
It is the Silver State.
Okay. Colorado is the bicentennial state, and it was 1876.
What about Wyoming?
I don't think they'd have the Spanish influence as much.
You got Montana and Idaho.
Ugh.
Drew is from Idaho. He locked in pretty fast.
That's true. And it's definitely mountainous.
I don't see the Spanish influence there either, though.
No, that's awfully far north. Nevada seems like...
Isn't their motto something like land of potatoes or something?
I don't know what that's true afterwards.
No. Okay. What about Arizona? Things can have more than one
true
motto.
Yeah, that's true. Montana is a Spanish name, at least, I think. And it's mountains. I think that it means something to do with mountains.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that Big Sky Country?
Yeah, but that wouldn't necessarily be like
motto.
their flag motto. That's their nickname.
I thought that was their motto. 1889. You said Colorado was 79?
76.
76. So, like, Wyoming is later, Arizona is later, New Mexico's later.
I think New Mexico and Arizona might have been like 20th century later. I'm not sure about that, but they were the like
Oklahoma
47,
is like
48.
1906. No, Alaska is 1906, right?
No, that was 50s, I think.
Oh, okay. Then Oklahoma's 1906.
Yeah, something like that. I'm liking Montana for the reasons that it ties into the clue a little bit.
You are?
Yeah. I think the Big Sky Country is the state nickname, not motto.
I really am wondering about New Mexico. That fits Spanish a lot better.
That's true. And it's definitely got mountains.
But mottos are such a frustratingly amorphous thing.
Agreed. I don't know. Let's pick one.
If you like Montana, we can do that.
Yeah, I think I like it for it's a mining state. It's very mountainous, and I think the name is from Spanish. So,
all right, we're going to say Montana.
Okay, Drew and Noah have been going back and forth in the chat. What are you guys talking about?
Drew had this before I could even think about the question, so.
It's very, very hard to watch, Dustin. And yes, me living in Idaho is the reason that I know the answer to this question. Not because it's my home state. The northwestern states, the first settlers came from the west, not the east. So more from the Spanish-Mexican settlements. So anyways, yes, the gold and silver state is Montana.
Whoa.
Which is a Spanish. I always thought it was an indigenous name, but it is Spanish.
It is also known as the Treasure State, a treasured location. Correct answer is Montana.
Hooray.
Good job, Dustin, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
To get that one.
That was pretty tentative against 100% like that.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of round 5, Jonathan and Dustin, you have 146 points. Drew and Noah, you have 158 points. This is a very tight game. To round 6, question 1, your category is true crime. Alfred Hitchcock's film Rope, Richard Wright's Native Son, and the Scream Ghostface Killers are all inspired by what 1924 true crime murder case in Chicago involving perpetrators with alliterative names?
Let's do it.
Okay, we'll lock in.
I thought I had just heard this, and now I'm thinking that but listen to something connected to Kendrick releasing his new album. Ghostface was brought up, and thought that, but now I was thinking something called the Gainesville Ripper, which is really like niche, but I thought that, and then I started thinking broadly and big crimes in Chicago, and the Native Son came to mind. There was the woman who was beaten in, I think it was Oak Park, which is where I was born in Chicago, and her name was Florence something. And there was I think the guy who did it was called Nixon.
So a literate name, Naughty Nixon or something like that. I'm not. Oof. Because Gainesville Ripper is alliterative.
I don't know what Nate Nixon or.
I'm just going through like gangster names at the time, and I think that's taking me down the wrong path.
The biggest problem is true crime murder case. What exactly are you looking for here, Zahkia? It says, by what 1924 true crime murder case in Chicago? You want the victim's name?
No. The name of this case is named after the perpetrators with alliterative names.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like if it was connected to this murder that I'm talking about, that I would know the name. I don't think I would know the random details of the case without knowing the name of the actual crime. I don't know. Do you have anything else?
No, like I said, the problem is my brain keeps going back to like Babyface, something like the gangster names at the time, and I think that's just put me on the wrong path completely, and I don't think I can get back around to it.
I feel like I'm right there. The Frank's murder there were two guys. They had L names. I don't remember they something and something.
We're at time. What you got?
We will go, because I think one of the names is Low. We'll go Low and Lower.
Good name.
That's the good one. That's a good one.
Those are great names. So, Jonathan and Dustin, I'm sure you guys have thoughts. Want to share them?
There's relief. Just like, oh man, if Dustin's right, this is torturous.
I think if Andrew had another 2 minutes, he'd have had it too.
Agree.
I got my guess from the second half of the question, none of the pop culture stuff, but from the true crime murder case in Chicago in the 1924. And I believe this is going to be Leopold and Loeb.
Yes, there are perpetrators with L names. The correct answer are Leopold and Loeb.
Nice one.
Really, really good pull, Dustin.
Thanks. I actually got to it from Clarence Darrow because I did a bunch of research on him for an illustration project I did once.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a weird way to get there.
Yeah. Round 6, question 2. Your category, more science.
More science?
More science!
With the finger. Yinmin blue was discovered in 2009 by solid state materials scientist Maz Subramanian. Its name, Yinmin, references which three elements on the periodic table?
You are a color asking question queen.
I love colors. I love flowers. So those come up a lot.
All right. I think we're locked in.
Okay. Noah and Drew, you can talk aloud.
I was just saying we were locked to kind of back and forth. We immediately both pounced on yttrium. Noah came through with manganese. And, I had a little brain fart. I thought indium. I thought iodine. And then I was like, no, that's not iron. Noah corrected me. And then indium popped into my head. And now as I sit here, I don't think indium is a thing. I think I made it up, but it's what was in my head. But I'm picturing it. It's like middle of the table, third row, IN, indium. So we said indium, manganese, and yttrium.
Okay. Jonathan and Dustin.
If you made up indium, so did I. So
we kind of worked backwards.
Yeah, vacillating between yttrium and ytterbium, but I think we landed on the same answer: yttrium, indium, and manganese.
I can say for sure that neither of you guys made up indium because it's in the answer. Correct answer is yttrium, indium, and manganese. Those three make up Yinmin blue.
You ever just type a word and then you look at it and you're like, no, that's not English. That's not
yes. Yes. And sometimes it's random words.
So many times that it just becomes gibberish, obviously. Like that it's all out in my head there.
And I had to fight spelled autocorrect on yttrium so much. Like, no, that's right. Go away.
Come again some other day.
Let's get into round 6, question 3. Your category, more business origins.
Money, 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 money.
Money. Company founder Guy Laliberté said the name of this company was inspired by the first time he saw a sunset in Hawaii, around 4,870 miles from where it was founded.
Oh, I got this.
Drew and Noah, did you lock in or
Yeah, we're locked. Let me give the full name, but
Okay, you're locking in with that?
yeah, I'm not sure of the spelling of the last name, but yeah, I think we're right. We're locked in.
Okay.
We went very different directions. So I was thinking like clothing brand kind of thing. I'm like, okay, maybe like North Face. Maybe he was on the north face of a volcano or something. Dustin, you went a different direction.
Yeah, the name rings a real loud bell for me, and I was thinking that it might be the name of the guy that started Cirque du Soleil, but I don't know that would be called a company. That's what's bugging me.
Is Cirque du Soleil French?
No, it's Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Yeah,
part
the
of
distance
Canada?
seems okay. I think
Montreal, Quebec?
something like that. I'm not
That'd
sure.
be a good distance.
Yeah.
That would explain the French, and Sol in Spanish is sun, right? Soleil, is that?
Yeah,
sun?
absolutely. It's Circus of the Sun for sure.
Oh, well then we got to go with that.
Okay. Like I said, the name is real familiar to me, and I think that might be why. I don't know. She would call it a company for a question, but
I think so.
All right, let's go with it.
Cirque du Soleil.
All right. Drew and Noah, what did you say?
I sat at a poker table in Las Vegas in 2008. I think it would have been summer 2008 with this guy at the table. I didn't know who he was. Somebody pointed out afterwards, and we saw O. We had just seen O that previous night. This is when it was actually during. Yeah, it was O. I don't know. I've seen a bunch of the Cirque shows. So, anyways, I definitely know who this is, and it's Cirque du Soleil.
Wow.
That's a cooler story than mine.
Did you take his money? Did you win?
I didn't play. I was trying to remember, and I think there might have been a hand where I stole the blinds from him, but that's not really a hand.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I didn't get into a hand again until 3/4 of my. I was at the table that he was at for about. We were both there for about 45 minutes, so it wasn't that many hands.
My goodness, Drew, if you ever see him again, apologize for me saying his name wrong. It's Guy La Liberté.
Oh, that would have helped me a lot.
Guy La Liberté is a founder of Cirque du Soleil. Nice job, LT.
So his Americanized name would be Guy Freedom.
Yep. Freedom
Yeah,
guy.
Guy Freedom is like a made-up name that a kid uses when they're playing pretend and want to be the hero. I'm Guy Freedom.
The strange thing was that it was this. He was a billionaire by that point, even, and he was a big high stakes player, and kind of known as a whale against professionals. But he was playing. I was playing at a 10-20-20 table. So for those that don't know poker, it's pretty low blinds. I mean, it's not a small game, but it's not one that a billionaire would usually be in. Anyways.
Guy, tell me all your secrets. All right.
I just heard Guy Freedom. I'm like, that's the licensing safe name for the new superhero so that you don't get sued.
Indeed. All right. So at the end of round 6, going into the gauntlet, Jonathan and Dustin, you have 176 points. Drew and Noah, you have 178 points.
It comes down to the first questions bonus, where y'all went moose and we went Macron. Unbelievable.
Crazy, right? So let's see your confidence in your gauntlet. I hope I warmed you up a little bit for it. It's company logos.
All right, our wager's locked in.
Okay.
I discussed our 3 options as either all, none, or Jonathan math number. And I'm like, those are the only options we have for the bet.
I didn't know Jonathan math number. That is an imprecise number. It could be any number between like 1 and 200. That's how you would define a Jonathan math
math number. Yeah, Drew, your call, man.
All right.
Our wager is locked in.
Let's get into your gauntlet. The category is company logos. Question 1 of your gauntlet. This Italian fashion house's logo was designed by his son, Aldo, who created a concept of linking bracelets using his father's initials.
We're locked in.
Our answer's locked in.
Okay. Question 2 of your gauntlet. What musical instrument is found on the Guinness logo? It is also on the national emblem of Ireland. And because Guinness trademarked it, the Irish government had to flip the emblem to face the other direction.
We're locked in.
We're locked.
Okay.
We just locked in as well.
Okay. Everyone's locked. Question 3 of your gauntlet. The yellow block on the left side of this magazine and media company's logo is said to represent the sun, which shines all over the landscape of the world.
Let's do it.
Okay, we're going to lock in.
That's 2.
All right, both teams are locked in?
Yep.
All right, cool beans. Let's collect some answers. Number 1, this Italian fashion house's logo was designed by his son Aldo, who created a concept of linking bracelets using his father's initials. Drew and Noah, what did you guys say?
We went with Gucci because I'm not frequently purchasing of many fancy Italian brands, but for some reason I keep thinking those the two locked, like it's a C and a backward C kind of locked like that, and I swear that was the Gucci kind of emblem. Drew kind of went along with it. That's the best we come up with, so we went with Gucci.
All right, and Jonathan and Dustin, what'd you guys say?
Do you know what Gucci's the name of the first name of the dude is?
I sure don't.
A C and a C. Neither one of those is a G. We talked about Gucci. I'm struggling with it still. Maybe his first name. Never.
I was picturing the same thing Noah was picturing for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not at the initials. Either of the initials is probably the person we're talking about.
I'm struggling there too. We struggled with our answer big time. We named, to the best of our ability, we named a lot of fashion houses, and we're not fashion house people in general.
No,
I don't
sir. think.
So that was a pretty outrageous display of skill on our part, I'd just like to say. We ended up going with Armani.
Okay. The second question, what musical instrument is found on the Guinness logo? Jonathan and Dustin, what'd you guys say?
I just drank one recently, and it's a harp.
Cool. Drew and Noah, what'd you guys say?
I just had a black and tan last night, so served to me with the nice Guinness glass and the harp right there on the front. So we went with harp.
Nice. Third question, the yellow block on the left side of this magazine and media company's logo is said to represent the sun. Jonathan and Dustin, what'd you guys say?
I have a shirt that has a yellow frame. I call it a frame because it's a block shape, but it's clear on the inside, and it says National Sarcasm Society, and underneath that it says, "As if we need your donations." But yeah, Dustin, you hit this before I did.
Yeah, we were trying to think of anything else, but National Geographic is what stuck out to me. It's definitely, they use the yellow frame on the left side of the logo, and they're all about landscapes of the world. So that's what I got.
All right. And Drew and Noah, what'd you guys say?
As soon as they said yellow block, I went and thought of the magazines, but I didn't remember if there was a block on it or if it was just the frame. But Drew corrected me, and he was like, no, there's a block too on the left side as well. So we locked in.
Just a blank yellow outline.
Yeah. So we locked in National Geographic.
All right. So you guys agreed on 2, disagreed on 1. So let's go from the bottom up. The yellow block on the left side of the magazine logo represents the sun is indeed National Geographic.
Good
Nice job.
Both teams.
Since both Noah and Dustin have had this recently, they know that the Guinness logo has a harp on it. Nice job. And interesting enough, both teams for the first question talked about 2 C's that are not facing a direction and linking. I think you guys might be thinking of Chanel, but
yeah.
Yeah.
However, there is a logo with 2 G's that are facing each other, and they interlink. And the name is Gucci.
His first name is
His name's
Guccio,
Guccio?
and his last name is
Yes,
Gucci.
Guccio. Guccio. Gucci.
What about
Guccio
his
Gucci.
middle name? Do we have a Guccio or a just Gooch?
When we
Guccio, Gooch, Gucci?
So when he was like a baby, was it like Guccio, Gucci, Gucci, Goo or something like that?
when I was in college, I took intensive Italian, and so like it's intensive. It's every day. There was not a word of English spoken in the entire class, and whenever we didn't know any Italian in the beginning, and so our filler word came to be Guccio Gucci. That was our kind of nonsense gibberish fill-in word that sounded Italian.
I mean, if he was American, he would have been Gooch, and he would have been a cool guy.
Hey, little Gucci, what do you want to be when you grow up? A gaucho.
Wow. So
I can't believe it was Gucci. I hate it. I hate it so much.
So the score is very, very close going in, but Jonathan and Dustin, you missed it very narrowly. What did you guys end up wagering?
All of it.
We felt like Drew was going to find a way to answer these correctly, whether he used Noah's help or not, frankly. It's like Drew is going to force his way to be right in this, just through sheer force of will. And so the only way that we're winning this is not if they miss one, it's if they miss wager. And so we felt like we needed to put ourselves as high as possible, and that's why we went all in.
Okay. Drew and Noah, what did you guys wager?
So I'm going to sound braggadocious for a second, but Jonathan, in my history, over the course of my history on this show, I've become used to betting with you behind me.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I love that.
You are a creature of habit, and so I would count on you doing the math and figuring out, okay, what are they going to bet to lock us out? And then we're going to bet just enough so that we cover that bet if we both get it wrong.
Sure.
That's your bet. And it's a brilliant bet. I love it. But I didn't think you'd do that with a 2-point deficit. There's not enough. There's not enough
wiggle room.
Yeah. And so at that point I was a little lost. And so I said to Noah, I said, we got basically 3 choices. We lock out, we bet 0, or we bet some small number like 11 or 12, somewhere in that range. And in the end, I couldn't figure out a number for you to bet other than all of it. That would make sense.
I couldn't figure out a number to bet other than all of it either.
Good.
Wait, Drew, did you bet all of it? Or did you hang on?
We did a lockout.
No,
Okay.
we did a lockout, sorry. So
Yes.
not all of it.
Really? I was confused because I had you guys betting 175.
Yep. Sounds right.
All right. So with a score of 353 to 0, Drew and Noah, you have won this game. Nice job.
Well done.
Nice job, Noah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done,
game.
guys. Good game. That was
Could not have been much harder fought.
Yeah.
no, it was really good, as it should have been. I was excited when I saw I was up against both of you together. That was great.
Dustin, I would never put us on a team together, just in general. And yeah, I was like, oh yeah, no, this looks right. Frankly, initially, Noah, you were so gracious as to move on to this game. It was going to be Nick. It was going to be me and Dustin versus Nick and Drew. And I think that Nick had bribed Kit because he wanted to be part of a perfect game since he can't really do it on his own.
Shots fired. Wow.
Well, I'm going to find out. He's going to come back and he's going to say some BS like, oh, I was on a team with Adam Freed and we were perfect. Nobody remembers any of that, Nick. So just saying.
Yeah, I was supposed to be your plant to bring down Drew, but unfortunately I couldn't do it. So we had too much fun, so we had to go for it.
Had to go for it. Oh God,
Really,
good game, y'all.
Really, the secret ingredient was me because I stopped Drew from getting 180 points getting into the gauntlet. 178. So yeah.
Yeah, hey, that's something. Hey, before we go, we'd like to give everybody a chance to do shout outs and promote causes that they care about. Drew and Noah, you guys are on the winning team. I'm going to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch tiger by the toe. Noah, you're first.
Just thank you to Jonathan. And if anyone remember that this time of year, a lot of needy people. So if you get a chance, donate when you can. A lot of kids out there. The one charity I specifically give to is one called, and I'm blanking on it now. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'm blanking on the name of the charity, but it is hosted by the people that run the web arcade, Penny Arcade. And if you go to pennyarcade.com, you can find their charity. Child's Play. It's Child's Play. And you
I was about to say, we can look it up. It's not like it's cheating. The game is over.
I get you. But Child's Play, you can go donate cash, or they even have the wish list of the nearest children's hospital to where you live, and you can go out there and buy the specific toys that the kids have wished for and kind of be your own personal little Santa to them. So I always go there and do a big run and try to get as many of the kids happy as I can. So definitely give that place a check if you want to.
Love it. Thank you. All right, Drew, your turn.
I was glad to be on again. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks to Kit for all that she does, organizing everything behind the scenes. Always love to see an email from her in my inbox. Anyways, I got 2 quick things. Number one, I shouted it out last time. I'm going to do it again. Most people are aware of like the Susan G. Komen, the Breast Cancer Foundation. Like there are kind of bigger foundations that do a lot of things. They do research, but there's a foundation called the Pink Fund, and think about it as mutual aid for cancer survivors, direct mutual aid. So they line up people for grants basically, and that's all that they do. So the research side of it needs more money, but I see it looks like they get it. It's these smaller, direct. Anyways, my last thing is, without getting too much into the weeds, with news coming out of New York recently, I would just remind people that, like, if there's a conversation going on about, let's just say randomly, a health insurance executive, don't focus on the executive, focus on the issue. Don't focus on the crime, focus on what it points to, because the rest of it is just ugly. Stick on what's, I try to stick on what's constructive. Anyways, that's all I got.
All right. Thank you very much. Dustin, you're up.
I don't have a grand cause necessarily, other than that I always support ocean conservation when I can. That's what I would give money to. But I would like to take this time to shout out my wife, Brooke. I do that on a lot of podcasts, but she's become a big part of this community also. I think she's scared to get on the show, but she's been a big organizer and a big locus point for people to make friends around. And I think she's beloved in the community. So I just wanted to give her a shout out for her patience in me spending so much of my time doing this stuff.
I fully agree. And I was literally just thinking about you two last week. I think I was thinking about, man, I hope I thanked them enough for all of the efforts they put organizing our Denver meetup last year. You guys were amazing. We absolutely couldn't have done it without you. And I'm very appreciative to both of you for what you've done.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, guys. That is going to wrap us up. So for Dustin, for Noah, for Drew, and Zahkia, my name is Jonathan. This has been episode number 512 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Adios. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped trivialwarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit propodcastingservices.com.
Aw.
All right. No. Let's get started. Here we go. Ooh. Any more Foley before we start? Here we go. If anybody needs to go to the bathroom, now's a good time to do it.
Go fill up my water.
There you go.
I'm going to keep dancing at the Pink Pony Club.
Are you dancing at the Pink Pony Club?
Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing. I'm wearing my pink pony hoodie for sure.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Say cool.